Let's face it, the Philippine payroll system is complicated. How long does it take you to finish it? 2, 3 days? More? How many people are involved in completing it? Worry no more! The most scalable HR and payroll system in the Philippines is here to help you. Hooray is built and designed specifically for the Philippine market, so it covers all the complexities of the standard Philippine payroll system. Aside from its fantastic HR and payroll features, Hooray has a built-in intelligent tax calculation feature that automatically adjusts tax computations based on earnings and deductions on every pay run. It's a built-in de minimis and other government benefits calculator that suggests benefits configurations for a win-win outcome. Hooray includes Philippines' mandatory employee benefits and contributions such as SSS or GSIS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. No need to update the table. Hooray keeps the tables updated so you get the right computations every time. Hooray also includes automatic 13th month computations, which can be configured based on employers' policies. BIR reports such as 2316, Alpha List, and others can be generated from Hooray. Leave applications, holidays, employee attendance can all be done, approved, and processed through Hooray. It also has strategic human resource features such as recruitment management, performance management, training management, and discipline management to help you better manage your staff. Hooray has everything you need and more. It can accommodate multiple branches, multiple shifts, and multiple locations. Hooray also fully supports remote staff management for those employees who work from home. Hooray has seamless integration with Xero accounting software and 95% of all the biometric systems in the Philippines. HR practitioners, accounting professionals, and business owners love Hooray. So what are you waiting for? Visit www.hooray.ph, get on board now, and feel the Hooray difference. Let's face it, HR and payroll systems are complicated. How long does it take you to finish your payroll? 2, 3 days? More? How many people are involved in completing it? Worry no more. The most scalable HR and payroll system in the Middle East is here to help you. Hooray is built and designed so it covers all the complexities of any payroll system. Hooray automates most HR and payroll processes for better management of your employees' information and your organization's financial records. Hooray has easy-to-use payroll system that can be customized based on your requirements. Hooray stores employee 201 files and information including visas, Emirates IDs, labor cards, medical insurance, occupational health cards, and others. Hooray can also help you monitor the status of your employees' important documents, such as visas, passports, labor cards, and Emirates IDs. Leave applications, holidays, employee attendance can all be done, approved, and processed through Hooray. Payroll runs have never been this efficient. It's headache-free and convenient too. It also has strategic human resource features such as recruitment management, performance management, training management, and discipline management to help you better manage your staff. Hooray has everything you need and more. Hooray is able to manage and monitor your employee accommodation so you can maximize its use and benefits. It can accommodate multiple branches, multiple shifts, and multiple locations. Hooray also fully supports remote staff management for those employees who work from home. Hooray has seamless integration with Xero accounting software and with most biometric systems globally. HR practitioners, accounting professionals, and business owners love Hooray. So what are you waiting for? Get on board now and feel the Hooray difference. Visit uae.hooray.asia. I would like to introduce the maker of Hooray here in the Philippines. The maker of Hooray is called Fabocus Incorporated. It's a software company established in Clark, Philippines in 2019, geared towards building technology solutions for the country initially. Its founders have more than 100 years combined experience in IT, accounting, finance, and taxation, legal, and compliance. And also, they have me as their HR consultant. So if you noticed, this is the perfect mixture of skill set that you would like your HRIS built upon and maintained. We currently work with clients across industries. We have clients coming from BPO industry, aviation, hotel and restaurant, logistics, construction, pharmaceuticals, medical, retail, technology, etc. So with the variety of clients that Hooray has, you can assume that you can surmise that Hooray is not built on a specific industry. It's not industry specific. It's scalable and customizable and able to accommodate any requirement of any business of any size. Now, one of the main characteristics of Hooray is that it's hosted on cloud. So it yields high availability, security, scalability, and disaster recovery. One of the things that we are really proud about our team is our excellent after sales. Our current clients and partners could attest to the way we look after them, the quality of service that we provide for them. And it's not really surprising because they're really happy with our services that we have 96% retention rate so far. Fingers crossed. It's going to be like that for a long time. So I'm going to give you an overview of the benefits of Hooray. So if you're coming from manual transaction and going over to automation, you would already feel the difference in terms of the time that you save compared to when you were doing the payroll manually, and even more so when you transition to the right automated system. Hooray is built and designed specifically for the Philippine market and the UAE market. So all the intricacies and complexities of those two standard payroll systems are covered. And with Hooray, you save time, you get accurate and on-time payouts. And for senior management, senior directorate, you get instant data availability for better insights and relevant decision making through the myriad of reports that you can generate through Hooray. Hooray, as I said, it's highly scalable and customizable. It automates most HR and payroll processes for better management of your employees' information and your organization's financial records. It's not just an HRIS that only covers the HR part and the payroll part. It actually also speaks, as we said, it's in the Philippines, it's the only HR and payroll management system that seamlessly integrates with Xero accounting software. And also in the Philippines, for the Philippine market, it has a de minimis and other benefits tax calculator, which suggests a win-win outcome for both the employer and the employee. So with Hooray, you get data protection and premium quality service. I'm going to start with a walkthrough of the system. Hooray can help your organization with all your HR and payroll activities, payroll requirements. So it has easy to use payroll system that can be customized based on your requirements. It's like water that you pour into everything, like pour in a glass and it takes the shape of the glass. We always think that Hooray is like that. So if you have special requirements for your payroll that are not really being applied to by other organizations, you can do them. You can process these through Hooray. So Hooray includes, the HR part of Hooray includes E201 files, including visas, EIDs, labor cards, medical insurance and occupational health cards, etc., whatever are the requirements in the UAE and the Middle East and also in the Philippines. For the Philippine market, Hooray includes all the mandatory government contributions, SSS, PhilHealth, GIBIG, GSIS, and Hooray is PDPA compliant. We have this performance assess portion of Hooray where it includes an online performance review capability. You know, when you do your PDR, whatever cycle you use, annually, biannually, or whatever method that you use for your performance review, performance appraisal, you can do them all within the system, within the Hooray system. And also it yields automated timesheets for the organization. Hooray also includes employee accounting. This is the feature where it integrates tracking of staff expenses and reimbursements and payroll register journal. Staff Hub. When Hooray gets implemented to your organization, you will have an access to
the staff can have access to their own information on Hooray. So they can apply and get their leave, holidays approved, and staff expenses and reimbursements approved and processed within the system. And they can also see their own payslips, timesheets, and if you don't have a biometric system, if you're not using biometric system in your organization, they can clock in and out in the system as well. So Hooray has the capability to seamlessly integrate with several biometric systems. So chances are, if your company is using a biometric system, as long as it's API capable or API open. Right, and also for the UAE, Hooray has an employee accommodation module where you can manage and monitor your employee accommodations. Right, when your staff log in to Hooray, this is what they're going to see. They can see of their employment, of everything, their timesheet, their pay slips on specific, anything that they put forward for approval, the number of leaves that they have, and etc. So they also have these tabs here on the top where they can see their dashboard, which is this one. Actually, in the dashboard, they can see their upcoming holidays as well. Their profile, timesheet, requests for approval, KPIs for review when it's time for your performance, PDR, performance development review or performance appraisal. They will be notified if they have something for review and they can do it. Okay, so they can view their own timesheets. And Hooray is also a repository of HR policies and procedures. So if you have a new policy in your organization, HR policy in your organization, and you would like to make sure that your staff have read them or are going to read them, then you can upload them upload it onto Hooray, and Hooray can notify your staff that there's a new policy that they need to read, so they can be notified through the system, through Hooray, or also through their emails. Now, this is the admin portal. That was the staff portal, and this is the admin portal. So whoever you designate in your organization to do the payroll, this is what they're going to see when they log in. So it's a snapshot of your organization, the number of employees that you have, turnover rate, resignations, early in, so you can configure whatever information you would like to put there. And then on the top here, you have the human resources module of Hooray, attendance, payroll, settings, logs, reports, and the recruitment module of Hooray. So this is the recruitment module of Hooray. Whenever you receive CVs from your email, you can just upload the CV through here, and then these input fields get populated automatically. You don't need to type everything, and also only the drop-down menus here are the ones that you need to fill in. And we are enhancing this module in such a way that whenever you have a recruitment drive and you post an ad on a job site, that job site will have a link that directs your candidates on this page. So they do their own filling in. So you don't need to do any of that. And then all you can do is to collect and select. Collect and select. So that's coming very, very soon. And this is what I've mentioned about a while ago about the performance management feature of Hooray. This is where the KPIs are configured and processed, reviewed. Yeah, target versus actual. So I assume each position would have their own KPIs, and you will have the target here and the actual, and this will be reviewed by the staff themselves. Yeah, their self-review, and then once they finish, they can go. It depends on your policy in terms of performance appraisal. It could go to the manager so that the manager could review it, or if your policy dictates it after the manager reviews the performance appraisal, it goes to the manager's manager. It would depend on your policy. You can configure however you do it. This is the training management module of Hooray. So this is where your staff can, in the beginning of when they're populating their information onto Hooray, they can put all the training and certifications and memberships that they have. So this comes in handy now because more and more organizations are looking into recruiting from within, because external recruitment is always more expensive, and the risk of a turnover is higher. than when you hire from the inside. So this would give you more information about your staff. This is the discipline management feature of Hooray. Both in the Philippines and the UAE, this will be really helpful, where you can monitor the status of your staff in terms of discipline. So if somebody commits an infraction, you can enter the information here, and you can monitor where they are in terms of their warning letters. Yeah, so I believe in the UAE you have verbal warning first, and then when there's an infraction again, you can have a first written warning and a second written warning, etc. So the thing is that there's always a risk of whenever there is a turnover in the HR department itself, these information are not handed over properly. Chances are some of the staff who committed infractions, who are already on their second written warning probably, or a first written warning, they would go back to the first base, because they can't find any information about their infractions. And also this is a good help as well when the case goes up to the labor tribunal, or in the case of the Philippines, it's the DOL. So you can upload all the information that are relevant to a specific case onto Hooray. So whenever you need the information, you can just print them out, download them and print them out. Okay. And Hooray has this document management as well. You can upload the copies of your staff's visas, passport, Emirates IDs, medical insurance, occupational OHC, occupational health cards, and other information that you would like to have in this part of the system. And also, it helps you monitor the expiration dates of your staff information. So when their Emirates ID, for instance, I believe it's 60 days, I think, if you get notified. I think that's the ideal way of doing it. 60 days before your Emirates ID expires, you get notified, so you start the renewal process. So the admin could see their staff. If you have multiple office locations, the admin could see where their staff are at any given time. For instance, if they're on one location and they've already timed out, if you can see where they are, basically. So this is the flexi time feature of Hooray. There are organizations that give leeway to their supervisors, managers, or people from marketing or sales, or so they give leeway to them. If the office hours start at 8 o'clock and they arrive at 9:30, for instance, as long as they leave an hour and a half after the supposed home time, they're still okay, as long as they compensate for the number of hours that when they came. So this is the timesheet on Hooray. You can see all the relevant information there. Timesheet lodge. Timesheet disputes. One of the main bone of contention between HR and the employees is after the payout, the employee would see that his or her payment was docked. And if they look back, they may have inadvertently failed to log in on a specific day, like that, or there was a glitch in the system, whatever it is. So we encourage employees to look at because they have their own, they have their access to the system anyway, access to their own timesheet. They can review their own timesheet before the pay run, so everything gets resolved. If there is a discrepancy, they can dispute it to the admin and whatever policy that you have in terms of approving disputes like that, and these could get resolved before the actual pay run, because when the pay run's done and the payout is finished, they have to wait for another run to get that sorted out. Especially in the UAE, where you do your pay run usually monthly. So on the perspective of the admin, this is how it looks when he or she would look at the employee's timesheet. Holidays. So in Hooray, when the system gets implemented to your organization, if you're in the UAE or in the Philippines, the default national holidays will be there when it gets implemented to your system. It's up to you if you would like to add or remove any of the holidays that are not relevant to your organization. Like for instance, if you have local holidays, that are, if you have multiple locations, you have a local holiday on a specific place, specific location, then you can do that. This is the pay run sheet. Okay, we have the recurring pay items or the minimis feature of Hooray, where you can include if you have special loans that you provide to your staff, or you have other benefits or the commission, sales commissions and stuff, you can include them here. And also, Hooray can generate WPS SIF file, which would be bank ready for the payroll disbursement and for the benefit of the Ministry of Labor. I've been there for 15 years. So this would be submitted to the Ministry of Labor for their monitoring as well before the payout. All right, so this is the chart of accounts, which you can generate from Hooray, and you can push all these information seamlessly onto Xero. So later we'll have some videos to show you how Hooray and Xero integrate with each other. It's just a matter of pressing this blue button here. That's how easy it is to push information from Hooray to Xero. The same is true with journal entry. In Hooray, we have what we call geofencing, what's called geofencing technology, where you can restrict the location where your staff can log in or out. Like for instance, for your staff, or if you're not using your biometric system, right? So if your staff is supposed to be working from home, so you just restrict that staff within a specific radius around that person's house, so that the person cannot log in or out outside of that. This is the audit log feature of Hooray. This is actually requirement if you're having an ISO audit, ISO 9001:2015 audit. The HRIS that you're using has to have this, so that you can monitor what information were deleted, who deleted them, and this comes in handy as well. It's because in HR, especially during crunch time, some HR people could sometimes inadvertently delete an information or full information of the staff. So number one is that you will, through this feature, you will find out who deleted it, when it was deleted, what was deleted, so that you can restore that information as well. This is also, I believe this is also a requirement when your organization is being financially audited. So Hooray is encrypted, very safe. So when someone attempts to hack your information, this is all what they're going to see. Other features of Hooray. So Hooray has the final settlement feature for the UAE market. Okay. For the Philippine market, it's got a special 13th month pay slip. It gives you, it yields a 13th month pay slip. However, you compute for your staff 13th month pay, because some clients are computing them with only basic pay or basic pay plus allowances, and some organizations are putting into consideration the absences and tardiness records of the staff when they're paying for their staff's 13th month. So in Hooray, you can select which deduction schedules you would have. So if you have, this is not applicable in the UAE market, but it is in the Philippine market. So when do you want your SSS deducted, SSS contributions deducted, on the 15th or on the 30th, or is it going to be split? So these are the reports that you can generate from Hooray. Payroll summary, bank remittance report. These are the reports for the Philippine market, but for the UAE, we can customize the report that are required in your organization, right? And also, a certificate of employment can be generated effortlessly through Hooray. So you don't need to type everything all the time whenever your staff are requesting for COE, or in the UAE, it's the salary certificate, employment certificate, stuff like that. So this is where you set your payroll. So when Hooray is implemented into your organization, it's got the minimum requirements of the law. So you can change these as long as you adhere to the minimum requirements of the law. Tardiness policy, Hooray can also accommodate whatever tardiness policy you have. Is it going to be like occurrence-based or amount-based? if your policy is after 5 minutes, you have a 5 minute or 15 minute grace period, and after that, you're actually already tardy like that. And how do you treat tardiness in your organization? Is it going to is the staff payment deduct, or however it is, whatever policy you have. So this is the authorization page of Hooray, where you can choose whatever level of access a specific staff would have. Like for instance, in HR, not everybody's doing the payroll, so the payroll person will have all the payroll features of Hooray. The HR officers probably or HR executives will only have the HR bit of Hooray, depending on what their nature of job is. So before I show the pricing packages of Hooray, I'm going to show you some videos of the Xero and Hooray integration.
In this video, I will be showing you how to integrate Hooray with Xero. To do that, the first step is to go to Settings, App Settings, and then Xero Integration tab. Just tick the checkbox and it should redirect to Xero portal to do the setup. In this case, I will just click Allow Access because it was already set up earlier. After access was allowed, it will go back to Hooray portal and it should display the Xero logo into blue color indicating that it was successfully connected. To disconnect, just click the Xero logo and notice that it will turn to black and white, so it means it is already disconnected. And do take note that the user will have to reconnect in Xero every login because Hooray automatically disable Xero integration every time the user logs out. In this video, I will show you how to set up and map chart of accounts to Xero. Please do take note to set up first the chart of accounts before mapping them to Xero. To set up them, just go to Payroll and then Chart of Accounts page. As you can see, Hooray has a default chart of accounts based on the Philippine context or the usual accounts being used when recording payroll. But the user has ability to delete, edit, and create new chart of accounts. Once the chart of accounts or titles are set up, you can now connect them to Xero by mapping them to existing chart of accounts in Xero or create new accounts to Xero using the chart of accounts created in Hooray. It would be somehow same procedure when mapping the employees to Xero. Account titles would have a plus button on Xero column and you can push them either as new accounts or select map to existing or match them with existing accounts in Xero. You can also use the blue button to map accounts all at once. Using Hooray, you can also push approved reimbursement requests into Xero. Just go to Payroll menu and then Disbursements. Select the reimbursement as a disbursement type and select the employees from the reimbursement dropdown. Click the Post to Xero button, select the account name, and then click again Post to Xero. Then it should automatically push to Xero. After the chart of accounts were set up and mapped to Xero, user can now post generated journal entries to Xero. The journal entries can be accessed in Payroll, Payruns, and then journal entries. It can be accessed as long as the parent status is already posted. Once pushed, the entries itself would be posted as draft manuals entries in Xero under Accounting Manual Journals. Then for liability accounts related to entries such as payable to SSS, HDMF, PHIC, and salaries payable would be posted as draft bills to pay in Xero subject for approval. Once Hooray is connected, you can start to map employees to Xero. To do that, just go to Human Resources and Employees page. As you can see, employees would have a plus button on Xero column, and you can push them either as a new employees or match them with existing employee in Xero. You can also use the blue button to map all existing employees at once. Take note that Xero will base the mapping on the first and last name of the employees.
All right. Those videos are finished. I'm going to discuss the pricing packages of Hooray now. So I'm going to do the one for the Middle East first, for the UAE. So Hooray has two pricing packages. Hooray has two pricing packages. One is basic. Basic package is 30 dirhams per month per license. Per license means per head count, per number of employees. So the basic package has the clock in and out feature, the timekeeping feature, and the full payroll management module, plus elements of HR, such as document management, WPS reports, and staff E201 files. Now, our premium package is at 35 dirhams per month per license or per head count. It has the full payroll management module and HR management module and more, because all our premium subscribers inherit all the enhancements, any enhancements or upgrade that we do with Hooray. Now, for the Philippine market, we have the basic package is 150 pesos per month per license per head count, and the premium package is 210 pesos per month per head count.